Hello friends, I am continuing on my journey of making cicada for our eucalyptus, and here you can see I've done a couple. I've also done the underpaintings on these others, and I am going to continue on, so I want you guys to see my process of how I get to these guys. But you can see I'm going to take this guy and just kind of set him wherever, and he blends in so nicely. I love it. He could be there. Wow, that one's nice right there. I actually like that one down there. Isn't that cool? Okay, so here we go. I'm utilizing my smaller brushes. This one's a 2. It's got this bend at the end, but I'm going to use it to my advantage. So let's take, oh my gosh, let's take my one that I think looks like a cockroach, right? Okay, so all I'm going to do is go for my Daniel Smith neutral tint. It's one of my favorite colors. I talk about it often and regularly. Okay, and I can darken this area right here where the wings come together because I know that that's going to sit in a shadow. And I also am going to build up these little sections in the torso, like you can see here and here how I've divided them up. And then I can just kind of start imagining the wings and how they're arranged. Now, I do encourage you, as always, to look at a reference photo if you need to, but after you make 2 or 3 of these guys, yeah, you can really start to wing it. Oh, I made a pun. That's really funny. I did good. Okay, I feel like they get long and slender towards the edge in the middle, and they get bigger on the outside. There's always little ones in the middle, but study the wing and take a look at your reference photo. And I'm just doing a little thin film, just building it up a little bit. I never go all the way dark to begin with. I'm just kind of getting my template down, and then I come back with other colors. All right, so there's that wing, and I'm going to do this other one. Okay, so I'm imagining these longer ones here in the middle, and I'm getting the side of the body to make a line between the legs and the body. And I can get more water on my brush, and I'm going to build a little bit of a shadow coming off of the legs from the body. I can tip little colors in the legs too, kind of imagining where the light is going to hit them. Okay, so now I want to get more of this brownish red color, and it's kind of thick. I just want to build up this head a little bit around the eyes. The eyes are a great focal point on these guys, so I want to make sure that I keep them light so that I can build them up. Now I do want to maintain more of this green in this one than I did in these others, so I come back to it. And I've got this iridescent green over here I might use. Let's do that. And I'm just kind of hitting the inside of these cells that I've created, just turning them green. See, and I like that this is muted. It pushes this wing back behind this one, that it sits in the shadow. I am going to add the sparkle though, because that looks really good. It makes it look like a wing. Okay, I'm going to add some of that on these segments. It does have that green tint to it, so I need to watch out how much I put down. Let's go back to the neutral tint. Okay, and I'm going to get the middle of these eyeballs. So I'm just doing the very center. I want to keep that yellow so that I can pop white and whatnot around it like I did on these. I'm using, since I have this color on my brush already, I'm just hitting the edges again of where the body intersects, where these antennae connect, because it kind of recesses them back and behind. And I'm just looking around where I can add this color that I already have on my brush. So I'm going to come and get the very outside. Okay, now I'm noticing the legs on these other ones. I want to get maybe some of this Indian yellow. Let's see what that looks like on these legs where the pink is. I need to knock the pink back, but I do like the pink. Just put that on top anywhere I see pink. Okay, that looks good. See, that just gives it depth when you put that other underpainting. See, that looks very interesting. Okay, so now I want to increase the contrast of these cells. like in between them. So back to my neutral tint. See, that's why I love this color, because it's not muddying, it's not taking away from the colors that are underneath where it's being applied. And I also kind of dance around whatever it is that I'm working on so that it gives it a chance to dry, you know, in between. Just increasing the contrast. Okay, all right. A little bit more. It looks pretty good. Okay, so now I want to go back to the head. It's a little red. I'm going to use this golden bronzy color over here and hit some of the highlights on the head. Back to the body. And I'm using this sparkly color to kind of make these little domes stand up more in between the recesses of the darker places that we did. I will have to go back in and add a little bit more contrast. And I want to drop some shadow. See how I've got shadow on the front of these guys here and here? I want to do that on this one. Back to the neutral tint. See how that made that head more rounded as I'm dropping that shadow down the front of the face? And it makes the whole head seem more rounded. That's what this recess does back here too. And as I'm doing these segments around, I bring these shadows out just a little bit on these legs. I think it can handle it. All right, now I'm going to go back and make this yellow more yellow on the eyes. Now this is a lemon yellow. It is quite transparent. It sometimes turns things green. It's all right. I think it needs some white in it. Let me find my white gouache. It's right here. Okay, there's that lighter yellow I was wanting. Now I'm also going to put some yellow ochre on it. I'm going to pop that on there. All right, they're green and yellow ochre. I kind of like that depth. I'm finding I need to put more, I need to darken the eyeballs in the middle. Okay, now I know the wings are probably dry. I'm going to come back to the eyeballs. I'm going to use this white pen and just kind of hit the tops of these cells on the wings that we created. Okay, and what kind of pen do I use? I use this one, the Ohuhu Gel Ink Pen. I love this one so much. It is great. I get it off of Amazon. And I'm going to show you why I love it so much in just a second. And I'm just hitting my highlights with this anywhere I see fit. Okay, so I don't like how I can see the pen marks. So I'm just going to take my wet paintbrush and soften all of it. I can take the harshness off and just leave that little sparkle that I'm wanting. Now it doesn't look like I took a ballpoint pen to it, right? Okay, so he looks pretty good. I kind of like him, right? Let's see how he stacks up with the others. Okay, he has lost his cockroach qualities. I kind of like him. He's lining up pretty good with these other ones. I like that he's a little bit more green. You can do as much or as little as you want to. I think this needs to be darkened a little bit. Let's do that. See, as it dries, you'll be able to make some decisions on things like that. Darken that edge even more. Ooh, yeah, that makes them really pop. And of course, I can go back and smooth these edges one more time because it is watercolor. There we go. All right, so I'm going to continue on and see what else I can make here. Yeah, so let's line these guys up. Okay, these are the first two that I had done already. These are the two I just made. Let me flatten them out some. Yeah, those guys look good. So I just have to do these others. And you know what? Let's try to arrange some of these on here. That would be Very cool. So I can play with these a little bit more and see exactly where I want to put them all, but I think this is fantastic. I'm super excited to get these other ones done as well. I hope you've enjoyed watching me paint some cicadas and see how I might use them on a piece of my art. Until next time, see you guys.